Waiting for Answers, a Mountaintop News Digging Deep investigation.
So out of about 30 positions, 21 are caseworking at the moment.
Hello and welcome to a second installment of our three-part series for Digging Deep, Waiting for Answers, where we look at the Kentucky State Crime Lab and their returning of evidence for criminal cases. As we look further into the challenges Kentucky's crime lab is facing, the message is becoming clear. Much of what the holdup rests on is the shortage of technicians and then keeping those they have now working.
Operationally, we have some challenges that we're working through. So we know why it's taking a while, but we also know that it needs to be faster. And so we have worked tirelessly, particularly over the last 10 years and especially the last 5 years, implementing as many improvements as we can. We would love for it to improve overnight. We want this to be better.
Law enforcement officers are the first in a line of individuals to handle evidence in criminal cases, and arguably the most important. Hours spent weeding through crime scene material can often become a situation of hurry up and wait.
When you're submitting DNA and things of that nature for a case that you're trying to have prosecuted, a lot of times it's going to be a hard case until that result comes back. So, you may see even an initial arrest, but you may not see an indictment on somebody until the results of what you've sent down there have came back. So we're typically at the mercy of the results of the testing.
Are you due for an upgrade or just ready to switch and save? April's the perfect time to get more for your money. Don't miss out. Visit your nearest Appalachian Wireless retail location or shop online at AppalachianWireless.com, because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
Mark Wolander, a retired FBI agent now helping the family of the late Amber Spradlin, who was murdered in the summer of 2023 in Floyd County, said he's been trying to help walk that family through the long process.
The reason I got involved in looking into what was happening at the crime lab is when I started representing the family is not for the civil case or the criminal case, but to be able to walk them through the system, because the system is not easy.
Forensics has become the arena where much of police work now takes place. A development over the years Floyd County Sheriff John Hunt says alters the scope.
Police work today has become a forensics, path pretty much. We've seen it on TV for years, and everybody thinks you can solve everything by a fingerprint and a drip of blood that's been left behind. So policing today is forced to go that route, that everything is sent to a lab to try to get a name attached to it or and sent back to us. And so it's a waiting game.
Hunt also recognizes triplets staffing challenges.
We understand it takes time. We know that hiring people and getting qualified, trained people in those positions, you're talking about lab techs. They're not just off the street people. They're college educated and probably can make money doing something in the private sector as good as they could in the public sector. So I'm sure it's hard to get people and retain them, and that's just the problem we're having.
I kept digging and digging and digging, and what it boiled down to is the lab just is underfunded. I think if anybody that looks at it right now, and I think the people in Frankfort would agree, I think the governor's office would agree that the folks are not paid well enough. You can't pay somebody $45,000 in the state of Kentucky, and Indiana pay them $65,000 for the same thing, or Ohio pay them $70,000 for the same thing after they finish their trainings.
Triplett, citing higher pay in neighboring states, echoed the same sentiment as one of the reasons his lab is running now with only 70% of the staff needed.
When you talk about challenges we have, and we've been pretty clear with this over the last several years, is we have a capacity problem. It's not an effort issue. It's not, we have optimized workflows as much as possible. Not to say we won't find something tomorrow and continue to improve. That's just what science does. But we're struggling.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton. See you next time on Digging Deep.